Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's last minute gift time. Obviously we're only a few days ahead of Christmas now, but it is party season and we're perhaps going out to visit friends for, you know, maybe New Year's drinks or a party or a meal or what have you. And maybe you want to take a little gift or a goodie to somebody, or maybe you suddenly thought, oh, I haven't left anything out for the postman or the delivery person. Last minute gifts, not necessarily just for Christmas, so I'm going to show you how to make this. Now this inside here is a jumbo tea light. I'm not going to open it because I'm already on third time of filming. Long story, complicated, and I've already done battle with the bow once, but it does slide on and off. Jumbo tea light inside. Pick them up in IKEA. You may already have, let's say that again, IKEA. You may already have some lying about anyway. Great last minute gifts. Use this 12 by 12 paper, but that's because you can get 3 from a sheet. And I'm going to show you how to cut your paper. And your paper, obviously, you start with 3 by 3. This is Merry Moments from the Christmas, from the annual catalogue, and it's got Christmas trees one side, but it's obviously got this luscious stripe, candy cane stripe. And the paper you need for this is 7.5 by 4.5 inches, which is 19 by 11.5 centimetres, but you can get 3 from a sheet. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer and show you how to cut it. And you cut the longest measurement first, so 7.5 inches, 19 centimetres, which is up here. And we're going to keep this part, turn it round and cut down at 4.5 inches, which is 11.5 centimetres, twice. So that's 2 that measures 7.5 by 4.5. And then this first one, when you take 12 inches and you cut it down to 7.5, you're left with 4.5 inches. As you can see, 4.5 inches, 11.5 centimetres. So all you need to do now is cut this down to 7.5 inches, 19 centimetres. And that's how you get your 3 from a piece of paper. You are left with some pretty good sizes. This one is, I can't remember, 3 inches by 7.5. You could make a tiny little bag with that. And that's 4.5 by 4.5. And you could get something from an envelope punch board out of that. So I obviously don't need 3. I'm just going to use 1. So now I've shown you how to cut it. Please don't panic about writing the measurements down. They're all on my blog. Down there. Click open the description bar and you'll find information. But we're going to score it now. And on the long side, the longest side, 19 centimetre side, 7.5 inches, we're going to score it at 2.5, 3.5, 6 and 7 inches, which is 6.5, 9, 15.5 and 18 centimetres. Turn it round and score it once at 1 inch, which is 2.5 centimetres. And if I just move my notes, or rather the stamp set off my notes, I will read out the finished dimensions. So your bag, when completed, is 2.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches to the tallest point, all the way up to there, by 1 inch deep, because your tea light is a little, it's a smidge under an inch. And in metric, the width of it, left to right, is 6.5 centimetres. It's 9 centimetres tall, and it is 2.5 centimetres deep. So even if you don't have jumbo tea lights, that's the size of the bag, so you can fit some awesome stuff in there anyway. Okay, so let's trim down these bits. So hopefully you can see that if the light's playing up. So we've got 1, 2, 3 vertical score lines and a 4th there with a little skinny bit, and we're going to take that part away. And my light is rapidly going. I'm just going to cut up these. Yes, this is the 3rd time of filming. I got almost to the finish and the doorbell went. And then I just started on this one and my phone went. Okay, so we're going to put adhesive down this part here and fold it over. And then that's the back of the box. So we're going to fold in the sides, the back, and this is the front. Fold that over, and then to get this pinched look here, so it's got a sort of a semi-scored line, it's got a, you can see it's got an impression there. That comes when you put your tea light inside it and you push your fingers left and right and use your thumbs and fingers to squish and it will naturally resist because it can't fold any more clothes than that because of the tea light. So we're going to wrap the ribbon around. I'm going to try and wrap the ribbon around. So I'm just going to grab a peg to close it. This is the real red cotton ribbon. And my big scissors. Ooh. So you just wrap it around the outside. You don't need to be, you know, fighting and punching holes or anything like that. And just tie off a bow. I'm going to try and tie off a bow. Which is apparently too loose, but it'll do. I did it on camera. My ribbon wasn't camera shy. Just trim off those bits. And then a little bit of stamping, and I wanted to make this quite simple because the whole purpose of this was that it was kind of a last minute itis, which is me. So I've got this lovely set, One Big Meaning, which I love, and it's a great thank you set. This one, I haven't used it before, not that I can remember anyway, and I love it. It just sort of said New Year to me. I don't know why, it's probably just the font. So I've got some real red ink, Whisper White, I've got it prepped on my block. And I'm going to punch that with my 2-inch circle punch. I've got some real red cardstock on my 2 3/8 of an inch circle punch. Not at all, it's my 2 3/8 scallop circle punch. I'm going to grab some dimensionals for the back of here. Stick a wodge on there. Over the top. I've got some rhinestones under here. And we'll have one of each size down as a little cluster at the bottom. And then I'm going to have a big one in the top corner. More dimensionals on the back of this. Oopsie, I can't get the red label off there. And that on there, in 7 minutes 23 seconds, with a little bit of chatter involved too, is a great, easy, quick gift. And like I say, I think it would be a pretty good New Year gift. Just to say thank you so much for having us over for dinner or for drinks or for party or for whatever it is you're going for. But in my case, really good teacher gifts. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. One more video before Christmas. Hope to speak to you soon.